happy Halloween if you celebrate. I'm not a big Halloween girl, but I'm here for all the treats and not the tricks today. And I have a couple of giveaways. And I also have a really fun card project planned for all of you. I just want to say, if you are watching live or if you're watching on the replay, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. And we're going to craft, we're going to chat. I'm going to answer some of your questions live. If you are here live, I love it when you chat in the comments. That's fabulous. If you're watching on the replay, drop me a comment at any time, even multiple times during this video, and just let me know what you're loving. I see a lot of waves and I'm so glad you're here. If you have not already subscribed, I get asked about subscribing to my blog, like if people can be notified every time my blog posts. Unfortunately, my blog, the Squarespace that I run my blog through, does not have that feature. But if you want to make sure that you never miss a video, if you subscribe and then hit that bell icon to turn on the notifications, you'll be notified every time I go live, every time I post a video. And so you want to make sure that you're subscribed with those notifications on. Also, if you have not already, I would appreciate that you would give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, all the things, because I share there as well. I know a lot of people like to know about my live schedule. Next week, I'm going to be live on the Pinkfresh Studio YouTube channel on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is noon Central and 1 p.m. Eastern time. I will be live here on the Sprinkled with Glitter channel on Thursday, November 6th, I'm looking at my calendar, at 10 a.m. That's different. 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's different for my channel. So that would be 1 o'clock Eastern, again, noon Central. So be sure, and that live is already scheduled, so you can go in and turn on the notifications for that already. And then I will probably be live on Friday of next week as well, but we'll have to see how everything goes. So I have a couple of things I want to tell you about before we get started. I did decide on a fall themed project for today because fall and winter or Christmas were kind of like neck and neck. And I know that there's going to be winter/holiday next week, and I just did winter/holiday this week, so I decided to throw some fall in there, right? So we can get a little mix for those of you who don't want to have the whole all holiday until the holiday. Pink Paper and Things says, I'm totally a Halloween girl, but the cute Halloween, nothing scary or ugly. I love that. And Sydney's here, always happy to join live with Carissa. Thank you. So I have a couple of giveaways today. I have two. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to mail these giveaways if you are in the US, and I'll show them to you in just a bit. In fact, no, how do I want to do this? So I'll pick winners at the end of this live from the comments. If for some reason I pick you and you are international, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a digital gift card code instead. So we'll do that. Marta says, I got married on Halloween so my hubby won't forget our anniversary. It's his favorite holiday. Well, that's a great strategy. So we have giveaways. I have a couple of card class opportunities for you because a lot of you ask about events that I'll be teaching. So I will be teaching a live stream session for Altenew for their Heartfelt Moments event. I've put links to these as well as the products that I'm using today in the YouTube video description. So if you're looking for links to any of this, be sure to check that video description. But I will be teaching a live stream session of the Altenew Heartfelt Moments event on November 15th, right on their, it'll be in that event. So that one is an affordable event that if you want to pick up the kit or you just want to pick up the event, I believe you can pick them up separately. So be sure to register for that. Also, the Pinkfresh Studio Create and Connect event for February of 2026 is available now for registration. I have a link in the YouTube description below for that, and I will be teaching one of the classes at that. Finally, I wanted to tell you, have you seen the little house, the little trees, the little garland that's happening behind me? All of those are from craft kits by They're from Crafted by C9. It's a sister company of Concord and Ninth. I've put a link in the YouTube description below for you to check them out because these kits come with everything that you need to create these things. And they are made for beginners. They come with written or video instructions that are in a QR code so you can pull them up easily. But it's a great way to do some holiday crafting that you don't have to buy the dies or the paper. It's all included. So these trees were all part, this garland, and this little house here. All of those, there are more, which I have not put together yet, but you will see those in the future. So, all right, let's get down to the desktop, shall we? First of all, this is a look at what I'm gonna be like using today because we're gonna do like fall / gratitude. But I want to show you the giveaways. I have 2 giveaways. This one is the exclusive, never been used before, Altenew Stamp Timber Stamp and Die Set from Simon Says Stamp. It's never been used. Brand spanking new. It's not available anymore. So you're going to get that along with the Altenew Labels and Tags 2 die set. So one lucky winner will get that. And I'm just going to pick random people from the comments at the end. And then because it's Halloween and we're doing all treats and not tricks today, I have a second giveaway, and it is the In the Bag die set and coordinating stamp set from Concord and Ninth. This makes the cutest little gift bags and then tags. And with the, after the holiday season, we get right into the Valentine thing, but this will be to you in time for you to use it for the holiday season as well. I could see it stamped in a, like a buffalo plaid or something like that. It would be so much fun. So at the end of the live stream, we will give those away to one person chatting along in the comments. Now, let's look at what I'm using today. I almost went pink, like pink, blush pink. At the last minute, I was like, no, I'm going to do purple for fall. And so I'm going to use some Wildberry cardstock along with Wildberry ink and Plumberry ink to create a really fun fall palette. And I'm using something old. There's only a few of these available, but it's linked to Amazon in the YouTube description. Some of the Essentials by Ellen products are still available over in the Essentials by Ellen Amazon store. So you can check those out while you're over there checking this out. But this one came to mind when I thought of fall, and it is the Leaves die set. I absolutely love this one because it has the little stems and veins that you can cut out in a separate color from the actual leaf. And we're going to do that in some glitter cardstock today. And then I am bringing in this die set from Concord and Ninth. So we're like totally mixing companies today. This is so, I'm using this So Grateful Greeting here. I can't remember what this is called, but it is linked below. I think it's More to Say die set. I'm going to use the Cozy Sweater 3D embossing folder from Altenew. So I'm going to be putting that in there. And then I will also be using the thin circle thin frames from Christina Werner. That's a lot of words, right? Okay, so I'm going to be mixing and matching. I also have the Woodlines background stamp pulled out, but I don't think I'm going to use it because I think it's going to get to be too much, but we'll see as we go. It may be used. And then what I thought I would do, let's just show this because I created a pre-recorded video earlier this week featuring this 5x7 card with a see-through shaker window. I thought we would repeat this, but do it fall style and with a circle window instead. And we're going to do A2 size instead of 5x7. So if you want to know how I made this card, be sure after we're done to go over and check out the pre-recorded video on this. So hello everybody who's jumping in here. I'm so glad you're here. So I thought we would kind of redo that whole see-through shaker window idea. So we're going to start out with the leaves. Well, we're going to start out with our die cutting, I think. So for the die cutting, I am going to die cut one of the leaves from Wildberry cardstock. You can see I practiced the colors of blending just to make sure that I liked it. And then I am going to cut the coordinating veins or stems for this leaf from a glitter cardstock. So I'm going to get everything kind of laid out here. But what I want to do is for the glitter cardstock, and my dogs are barking, oh my gosh, every single time I go live. So ridiculous. But I want to die cut my sentiment and my leaf veins from some glitter cardstock. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I put some adhesive on the back, because if you saw my video, my pre-recorded video earlier this week, if you put the sheet adhesive on the back of the die cuts that you will place on your shaker window, then it creates a really nice clean look through the window, and you don't have to worry about like glue lines showing. So I'm just going to take this scrap of champagne colored glitter cardstock. This is from Pinkfresh Studio. You guys, I am using all the brands today. I'm serious. All the brands. Doggies being doggies. Yes, that's true. So I'm going to use this scrap, and let me throw this away. And I'm going to place it on the back of my cardstock here. So I'm just lining it up. I'm not doing a great job of lining it up, but you get the point. Now we have a sticker back to our glitter. This can make it a little more difficult to die cut, but hopefully we will give you some tips on that. Now from that same glitter cardstock, I'm going to die cut the So Grateful greeting from this More to Say die set. And so we will get that all die cut. Okay. So now that we have those few things ready to go, I am going to add a shim to this. And the reason is I'm not only cutting through the glitter cardstock, which can be a little tricky, a little grabby, if you will, to begin with, but I'm also going through that sheet adhesive that's on the back. So I want to make sure that I use a shim with this. So I'm going to add my metal shim to my die cutting sandwich in my Anna Griffin Impress machine. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to die cut the leaf portion from the Wild Berry cardstock. And I'm just going to layer all this up with my magnetic shim, my metal shim, and then I just heard something move. Of course it did. So I'm going to stack all this up, squeeze it down, and then run it through my die cut machine. So does anybody have anything exciting planned? I'm going out tonight. Stephanie says she just got this glitter in the mail today. It is so beautiful. No apologies for being late. You guys can always catch the beginning, but we are just really getting started on creating. So you can see I got all the way through that. The adhesive's on the back, and my stem for my leaf now has that adhesive on the back. I'm going to just leave it in the die for now, because it kind of makes my life a little easier. Same thing with the sentiment. We'll just leave it in the die for now, and then we'll set that aside. And then we have our cute little leaf here, which we'll do some blending on. So let's put this back. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I keep some extra backers to my sheet adhesives or my foam things in my drawer for situations like this, where I have adhesive on the back of something, but maybe I want to put the die away. So I'm just going to put it on that backer to that sheet adhesive and set that aside. That way I can put my die away. I know, I'm cleaning as I go. I can't even. How did that even happen? Taryn says just crafting and job searching. Well, good luck on that. Jen's crafting tonight. My dog doesn't do well with strangers, so I'm not passing out candy. Oh, okay, that's good. Little dogs, they just don't like those things, do they? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take the fourth one from the smallest. Do you ever cut into the magnetic plate? Crafty girls all the time. But there are some times that I choose to cut into the plastic plate, especially when it is a like intricate die, or if I'm going through lots of layers like I was, I feel like I get a better cut if I cut into the plastic plate. So I cut into both of them. In fact, you can see more often than not, I cut into my magnetic mat, but the reason I didn't do it in that instance was precisely because I knew I was going through those layers of adhesive and glitter cardstock, and I wanted to make sure I got a nice clean cut on my first time through. Oh, Chris is going to her neighbors for a Halloween party. That sounds fun. I'm going to grab my Perfect Picker tool. This is from Altenew, and I am going to poke the sentiment out of the die again, just so I can kind of put some things away as I'm creating. We have a lot of stuff out on the desk today. This one, it's a little bit wider, like the die cutting. And so the adhesive backer actually stayed on the back. So that's great. We're good. Okay. Now, here's one thing that I didn't know I needed until I had it, and that's these new craft catchers from the Glassboard Studio. So I did a reel on my Instagram for these, but they basically like nest tuck right underneath. They come in a set of 3 that has 3 different sizes. They tuck right underneath the edge of your glass board, like the work surface that I'm using. And then you can just sweep your trash into them, and at the end you just dump it out. It's the best. I didn't even know I needed it until I had it, and then I was like, how did I even live without this? I'm serious. I'm surprised at how much I love them. They're good. Also, I'm keeping some jewels and stuff in one of them. And if you use the code Carissa15 over at the Glassboard Studio, you can save 15% off of your purchase there. So I have them linked at the bottom of the description. Okay, let's cut a card front. So we're gonna go to 5.5 by 4 1/4. And this is it's actually wheat cardstock from Concord and 9th. So I have that. And we're gonna do a little bit something special for our window today. We're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm also going to take, I have 2 half sheets of wheat cardstock, and I'm going to score them. Now, some of this is gonna look familiar if you already saw my video earlier this week on that snowflake card that I created. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these and score this at 4 1/4. So I have 2 card bases. So I have 2 card bases and a card front, okay? It'll make sense, trust me. Go with me on the journey, if you will. So I needed this ahead of time because I forgot. Let's see. Maggie was asking about something. Jen, thank you for answering that for me. Where did you get the platinum embossing powder that said matches the champagne glitter cardstock? That one is linked in the pre-recorded video for that snowflake card, so you can find it there. Okay, so now we need to cut the window on our card front, but we need the window to go through not only our card front, but our card base, and then the shaker window is going to be between those 2 windows. So we need them to be in the exact same place on both the card front and the card base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circle die. Remember, this is the circle thin frames from Christina Werner with Concord and 9th. And I'm going to line this up in the center of my card front here. I'm using the grid lines to kind of try and help get me centered up. And then I realized I'm not in the center, but now I'm in the center. So you see I have these lines, and I'm using the little tick marks here to center this up. And then I'm going to take my ejection holes on the die, and I'm going to make sure that they're kind of running through that center line. That's going to make sure that I get this circle in the middle. Then I'm going to tape this die in place with the tape on the inside of the circle, because that's the part that I'm not going to use. And if I rip the cardstock, I want to rip the circle that I will be removing, not the actual card front. All right, so I have that in place, and now I'm going to stack it up with an open card base. And I'm gonna just place this onto my cutting mat. I'm gonna add my magnetic shim and then my other cutting pad, and I'm gonna run this through my die cut machine. Now, if it doesn't cut all the way through, it's okay because, oh, that's what I want, the wood lines. Because I can just line this up and run it through again, okay? So it cut through the card front for sure, and it cut through the card base also. So we're good there. So now we have a card front and a card base with the window in the exact same spot. Do you see that? Okay, but we're not just gonna leave our window there because we're gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm gonna try to reuse this tape, but I don't know, it's stuck pretty good to this. So I don't know if I can reuse it or not. We'll put it in the trash bin for now. All right, and then also these dies are really meant to give you this frame, which we will use, but we'll die cut it from a different color cardstock, but I'm using them just as a basic window. Okay, so now we have this shadow die from the Say More or whatever. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line this up and I'm gonna make this shaker window continue to encompass the word as well. It'll, trust me, it'll make sense. It's making sense in my mind. Love the treats and no tricks. We love treats around here, don't we? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this where I want it. Now I wanna make sure that I cut off the bottom of this circle. Let me show you here. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm just below the bottom edge of this circle. And you can see, so the circle will kind of go into the shadow die. And I'm gonna hold this in place. We're gonna do the same thing so that we have the same window. But before I do this, I'm gonna take a T-square ruler and just kind of make sure that we're kind of straight here. Like the bottom baseline of this word die is straight. We don't want it to be crooked on our final card. So we're good-ish there. Okay, and then just making sure we're kind of lined up in the center of the card. All right, so now that I have that, I am going to go ahead and once again line this up on my card base. And I'm going to run this through, die cutting through both layers again. Now, if you wanted to hold the card base and the card front together, it would probably be wise, but I'm living on the edge today because that's what I do. Oh my goodness, I love this card, and I have to admit I'm not a huge shaker fan, but you have my attention. Love it. Love it. Okay, now, it doesn't have to be a shaker. This could be just a plain old window card too. So just, you would put a piece of acetate and skip the sequins. Okay, so now that we've run that through, we have our window that has the shadow of our sentiment plus the circle melded together, and we have like this fun window shape that we can use. Isn't that cool? Love it. All right. So before we move on, let's go ahead. How do I want to do this? Yes, I need to emboss first. I was trying to think, do I put the acetate on this first or do I emboss first? Here's the reason I emboss first. I emboss first because we don't want to emboss the acetate that's going on this, although that could be cool. Okay, so I'm going to take my card front. I'm going to line it up in this sweater, cozy sweater embossing folder. I'm going to try to make sure that I'm kind of centered up on the pattern and kind of look through. I'm looking at this line of stitching and this line of stitching to make sure that I have it kind of all centered up. And once I'm confident in that, for the Altenew 3D embossing folders, I've found that an A plate plus the embossing folder with the cardstock and then just my magnetic shim is perfect for the Altenew 3D embossing folder. So I'll just take that and run that through my die cut machine. And then I have my cozy sweater pattern on my front, okay? So remember, we're making that suspended shaker card again because I'm obsessed. All right, so now that we have really the die cutting done, what we can do is we can start working on our acetate. Now, I'm gonna tell you that I am using the Pinkfresh Studio acetate. I love this stuff. You guys, they sent it to me and I was like, here we go, some acetate. No, this is good acetate. So let's see, I don't think I have enough scraps. I do not. So we're gonna have to just trim this down. And we need 2 sheets because we're making that see-through shaker window. So we need a sheet here and we need a sheet here. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna grab a trimmer. I don't wanna lose that, so I'm gonna put that aside. I will go smaller than the card front. So I'm gonna go to 4, let's see, it doesn't have to be as tall either. Let's see how tall I can make it. I mean, 4 by 4 is enough. So let's just use what we need. So 4 inches. This stuff is thick, thick. By 4 inches. I'll just double check before I cut this. Yep, we are good there. So 4 by 4. And then I need a second piece of 4 by 4. Now, the cool thing about this acetate, which some people might find annoying, but I find it to be a great benefit, is that it actually has protective coating on both sides. Sorry, I'm trying to get this back in and it's not cooperating. On both sides of the acetate. And that means it's heat resistant also. So when I emboss on this acetate, what I do is I leave the backer on until I've embossed on the front. So I would only remove like one side, emboss on that side, and then remove the backer because then it prevents me from getting embossing powder on the back side of my acetate, which I have done before as I'm embossing. So I've removed one side of this. I'm trying to do 2 things at once and it's not working. My brain's not working. I removed one side and now I'm going to grab some double-sided adhesive. I did not link this and I'm very sorry, but score tape, or this is the Altenew sticky tape. I'm not sure. They have some not intuitive product names sometimes, so I forget exactly what they call it, but it's a double-sided craft tape. It's super sticky, and I'm going around this window with the craft tape so that I can adhere my acetate to this card base. And I'm going to do the same thing on the back side of this, but let me get my acetate down on this first. And I'll show you, we are working on a card base here, not the card front. So we'll do this, get the backers removed. Okay, come on. Come on. Margie says, I think that's a great feature. It is a great feature because it also keeps you from getting fingerprints all over it. Okay, so we want to make sure that the side that we put down is the side that we've already removed the backer from. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, oops, hello. Oh no, we don't want to rip it. Hold on. It's askew, but you know what? It will work. Okay, don't want to rip it. Not worth it. It's like on there crooked, but it's all going to be hidden by the card front, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, now that we have that down, we can remove the other protective film and we're ready to go. We could have left it on, but here's the deal. I'm literally afraid I will forget to take it off in the end, and then we will have a hazy shaker window, and we don't want hazy shaker windows. And so I'm going to make sure that I remove that now. Now we're going to do the same thing on the back side of our card front. Okay, so I'm going to go around the window with the strong double-sided tape. You could use liquid glue. However, sometimes that can squish out onto your window. And again, we're trying to keep the window as clean as possible so that when we have that see-through shaker window, it looks absolutely magical. All right, so we'll press that down because we are working on like a very textured surface. So we'll make sure that we get it pressed down. Can you use recycled packaging? It depends on what kind of packaging you're talking about. If you're talking about the sleeves that the stamp sets come in, I would not recommend that for this because it's not going to be sturdy enough to withstand having it on both sides and keeping all of that in there. So I wouldn't do that. I mean, that's just me. But you can use you know how sometimes you get a acetate, you get a stamp set and then you have the acetate backer. If you don't want the acetate backer, you could use something like that. Okay, so removing the film from one side. This time I am going to place this down straight, not that it matters. But now we have that on the back side, and we can remove the other protective film from the other side. And now we have beautiful acetate on both our shaker card front and our shaker card base. Oh, Lee says she's accidentally ordered the wrong tape from Altenew. But it's all good, so hopefully you found a use for it. Okay, so now I have my leaf. I'm going to do a little blending on this leaf with Plumberry. I'm going to go around the edge with Plumberry. And like I said, I was tempted to use my normal blushy pinks and bring in a little grapefruit or a little nectar to it, but I decided we should totally do like a deep purple for this fall. So for this fall card. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna blend it on. Now around the top, what I think I might do is, I'm seeing if I have a cloth out. I'm pretty sure there's a dirty cloth out here somewhere, but I can't find it right now, which wouldn't you know. Let me get this off of my glass mat. I'm just using some rubbing alcohol to clean my glass board mat. So we'll do that. And then around the top, let's take some Wildberry. I know, isn't this pretty? So this is Wildberry cardstock. I've blended on with Plumberry ink, and now I'm going to come in with Wildberry ink and give it a little bit of a moodier feel around the top. And I'm just going to kind of leave the center portion of the leaf as the highlight. So I'll have that kind of lightest spot in the middle there. Deep purple is such an underrated fall color. I agree. However, I'm a picky purple girl, but these kind of pinky purples, I guess Plumberry's not really a pinky purple, but these are purples I can get on board with. We'll just put it that way. All right. So I'm going to get all of that ink off of my surface so that I'm not... where do you get your inspiration from, or is your head exploding with ideas? I think inspiration, I think creativity is a muscle, and the more that you use it, the more that you have. And I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to do fall. And then I thought, what do I want to use? And I started digging through products, and then I remembered I had this die set from old Essentials by Ellen, and I thought I'm gonna look and see if that's still available, because I think these stems and these veinings of these leaves are so beautiful. And so remember, I have the adhesive on the back, so I'm just laying this onto the leaf like a sticker, just like that. So now we have the most beautiful fall leaf I think you may have ever seen. And my thought was, we'll just kind of tuck it, just a single leaf on the side, because these leaves are a little bit larger. I don't really want to overwhelm, but I'm thinking we just kind of tuck a single leaf along the side of this window, and then we have our sentiment, which will nestle right into that shadow area. Okay, so we have that. You can kind of do this. And then we have the texture on the front, and then we will have our see-through shaker window. And I'm thinking we just keep it really simple like that. What kind of the paper is the foil paper, please? This is not foil paper, it is glitter paper, and it's the Pinkfresh Studio Metallic Essentials, and it's linked in that YouTube description below. So it's all there for you. If you didn't want to use a glitter cardstock, then I would recommend, and I do have this linked below as well because I thought it was an option, the champagne foil cardstock from Concord and 9th would be a beautiful alternative to glitter here. What do you guys think? The leaf is beautiful. Isn't the leaf beautiful? I mean, I could just create with these leaves all the live long day. They're so beautiful. Now I see how you're going to do it. Cool. Yes, and if you missed it, I don't know if you were all here, but we're doing the same thing that I did on this card, which is a pre-recorded video. So we're making a see-through shaker window. And there is a video, so after we're done here, if you want to go check this out, I did create a video on this earlier this week. So thank you. You're welcome. All right. So I'm kind of thinking just maybe like right up here. I mean, maybe we add a second leaf. I'm not real sure. Let's just go where we're going right now, and then we'll decide. So I'm thinking, I'm just trying to see where I want the leaf. Like, do I want it kind of intersecting with the sentiment? Hello, you got to be careful with these because they want to move around, but we'll get it all in place when we stick it down. Do I want it intersecting with the leaf, or do I want the leaf just kind of above it? By the way, these leaves were designed by my friend Heather. I don't know if she's here. She may be lurking. But these were designed by my friend Heather for the Essentials by Ellen line years ago. She's now with Hero Arts, and I'm so excited for that. So I'm thinking just that simple. And then maybe we bring in this plum color onto the inside of the card. Like, maybe we do this. Ooh, that could be pretty. Okay, intersecting. I love the sweater embossing on the craft. It is beautiful, isn't it? That is from Altenew, and it's just so simple and beautiful. Okay, I'm not gonna, when I put this on, I am gonna be careful not to put glue on the back of my leaf where it will show on the window, because I want to keep the window from the back side very clean, and I don't want to have to add additional like layers of cardstock to the inside. I had to do it on the other card the other day because of the way the sentiment was, but I think for this one, I just want to put the leaf kind of off to the side, so I put some glue just kind of on the card front. I absolutely love your snowflake see-through card. My husband and I were in awe of you creating it. Well, thank you. I have to tell you, I was so obsessed with it when it finished that's why I was like, I need to do another one of those see-through shakers. And it is probably one of my favorite cards I have ever made. I'm not going to lie. It's got sparkle. It's got the right colors. And I love the way it turned out. So I'm glad. And a lot of you guys are liking it too. I can tell by the comments and the reactions on both Instagram and not Facebook, but YouTube, that you guys are loving that card. So I'm so glad. That makes me happy. And I hope it inspires you, as I hope today inspires you as well. So we're going to remove the backer from this adhesive that's on the back of our sentiment, and we're going to get this laid down into that shadow area of the window. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that our L gets in the right place. And I'm just going to hold it up in front of me. Do you see how this U is kind of cocked off to the side? We're going to make sure that that's all in the right place. Okay, I think we're good. So grateful. We're going into gratitude season, and I'm super happy about that. I'm going to be very intentional about being grateful for things in November. To remember the name of the Snowflakes cover plate for that card, it's the Christina Werner Snowflakes border. So, okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to make our shaker in between here. So what we need to do, am I giving away the snowflake shaker card? No, I don't think I am. I'm going to give it away to a friend. I mean, I'm not giving it away like as a giveaway here on YouTube, but I will give it to a friend. So, oh, Margie, that's so sweet. Thank you. All right. So now what we need are strips of foam adhesive to put along here to make our shaker well. And on the snowflake card, I did a double layer. I'm going to try to get away with a single layer today. So I'm going to just cut strips of foam. So this is my DIY foam panels that I use all the time. If you are around here much at all, you've seen me use them. I do have a video here on my channel showing how I make them. I do use scrapbook.com 4-inch adhesive now instead of the Score tape brand, but it's essentially the same. The process is the same. My husband hands candy out while I keep the dogs quiet in my craft room. Well, that's quite the deal you've made there. Okay, so now we're going to make sure you're not going to see the foam through the window. So we got to be careful that we've cut this small enough. Okay. And we're going to just add foam all the way around to make the well for the shaker card. Okay. So couple months ago, I went live here on my YouTube channel with Mr. Glitter. If you've been around here a little while, you know Mr. Glitter. And we talked about the things that you need for a shaker card. You have a few things that you need. You need a window, you need a wall, and you need a well. And so we have our window, which is this. We need a wall, which is actually going to be a second window. And then we need a well, which we build with our foam. So window, wall, well. That's what we need to create a shaker card. Roberta says, Carissa, you were right about the gratitude season. Thank you for all the inspiration you share. Well, thank you for being here. I'm so glad. And I have to work my nurse job for Thanksgiving, so I will not be spending it with my family this year, but I am still grateful because I have many blessings to be grateful for. And so like I said, I'm really going to focus on gratitude in the month of November and just all the things that I have to be thankful for. And I'm looking forward to kind of the change of pace that fall brings. Mr. Glitter is cool. I know you guys love Mr. Glitter. Okay, we're gonna cut another piece of foam. And the reason is I don't want my shaker bits to fall all the way down here. But the reason I did it so close to the edge was to kind of keep a clean look from the sides, because you will be able to see the foam a little bit when you tilt the card to the side. So what I want to do is create a barrier to keep all of my shaker bits from falling all the way to the bottom. So I'm just going to take a thicker piece of foam adhesive and put it across here so that it kind of keeps all those shaker bits above that line. So that way they don't all disappear, right? All right, so this will be how this goes. So we will have and now we need to figure out, I brought in some options. I have some, let's see, these are clear with gold dust, which, let me show you this card that I created. I created this on a Pinkfresh Studio live stream. Is it over here? Are you here? Which has these gems in it. This is so pretty. This is kind of an all over shaker card, but you can see those clear gems in there. Question: what is your favorite colored cardstock for die cutting and ink blending? Well, I love the cardstock from Concord and Ninth because of the colors, and colored cardstock for ink blending can be a little tricky. I mean, if you're not trying to do an all over color, you're fine with any of these, but Concord and Ninth, I like Spellbinders cardstock, and I also like, there's a lot of great colors from the stamp market as well. Altenew has good cardstock, and if you go over to Altenew right now, there is 55% off their up to 55% off their cardstock collection. And afterwards, I'll link that direct link there. I was thinking we could do like a clear confetti in here, or we could do glitter drops, but I feel like I don't necessarily want to create a ton of color in this. So what I'm thinking is let's just try the clear and see if we, oh, I like it. I do. I thought maybe gold, but I don't want to fight with gold with these champagnes, right? So I'm going to add a bit more. This is the Pretty Pink Posh Sparkling Clear Confetti Mix. And then I'm debating, and we're doing so good on time. I can't even believe it. I think I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do a few of these iridescents. Now, I'm sorry. I cannot link these because I don't know where they're from. But I'm going to add a few of these just to add like a little bit of color without it being like crazy color. Now, the thing about this is when you're filling the shaker window from the bottom up, or any shaker window, you kind of want to shake everything down so that nothing is piled up too much in one place, because otherwise it gets to where you trap it in there and it's piled up and you can't like really move it around. So she sells the most beautiful embellishments. Who sells the most beautiful embellishment? I missed that. Michelle says she was a nurse for 34 years and I loved when every other year I worked on Christmas. We really had fun. Well, that is great. I honestly don't love when I have to work holidays. I just would rather be with my family on those days, but I love that you had a great time. My unit is also actually really, really small. And so it's usually only me and one other person working at any given time. And so, you know, it's not like a party. Pink Paper and Things says, in real time, I'd still be cutting the sentiment. How funny. No, you wouldn't. Okay, I held this down with a magnet, and the reason is I'm trying not to pop my card up. So I'm using it to kind of help me keep this down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up on the top. Okay, I'm not there yet. Hold on. I might have to get my head in your guys' way for a minute, okay? So let me just look from the top. Let's get everything lined up. And then lay it down. Our window is see-through. Yes. Then we're going to just press it down. Okay. Now, what you could have done, which I should have done, but you could have put this like in your Misty stamping tool and used the corners to help line your card front and your card base up. But I like to do things the hard way. It's how I learned. I need these embellishments. Are they linked? The Sparkling Clear Confetti, which is the one that is not iridescent, is linked. This is another confetti, but I think it was from Trinity Stamps, and I can't find it anywhere. So I cannot link that one. But the Pinkfresh Studio ones are linked. So if you're looking for like the champagne glitter drops or the ones with gold dust, I have those linked. And the Sparkling Clear Confetti is linked. So the only one I couldn't link was the kind of little bit of iridescent that I put in there at the end. That's the step I always mess up. Okay, Mary, here's an idea for you if you're afraid. Well, like if you tend to be a little off, what I would recommend doing is before you lay your card front onto the foam, you can put some liquid glue over the top of the foam. That will allow you to kind of like slide it into place and get it in the exact spot and give you a little more grace than the exposed foam on its own. And I do have like the tiniest bit overlapping at the bottom. And that could have been like a little stretch from the actual embossing folder. So I'm just going to trim that off. And then we need to decide. Julie says, okay, I'm in. I will be trying this. I'm especially loving how you made the bold sentiment part of the shaker. Julie said at the beginning, if you weren't here, that she's not a shaker girl, which is totally fine, but clearly she's being inspired, which I love. So I'm happy for that. Okay, so I have a second craft card base because here's the deal. We could leave it like this, but then if you want to write something on the inside, the person's totally going to see all of your writing on the inside from the outside. I don't love that. So what I'm thinking is, well, what I know we need to do is make it a trifold card. So we're just going to nestle two cards into each other so that this will be like a place that you will see from the front of the card. And then you can open again to write your message on the inside of the card. So Mary said, great tip. I will definitely try that because this card design is amazing. Yeah, just put a little liquid glue and that will allow you to kind of slide things into place rather than it sticking immediately. Here's the deal though. I really feel like I want some color coming through on this window. So I think I'm going to trim a panel of this and put it on top. I don't want to make this entire thing out of Wildberry, and the reason is because it will be visible on the back side when we wrap it, and I don't really want it to have a Wildberry back. And so what I'm thinking that we do is we actually just cut this to 5 1/4, which is going to be a little bit smaller than our card front. Oh shoot, I forgot. I bought new blades for this thing because it is, and now they have titanium blades for this trimmer. So They didn't used to make them, or they were discontinued for a while or something, and I found them again. So it's actually going to be 5 1/4 minus a tiny bit. Okay, now we have a clean cut. And then we're going to go by 4 minus a tiny bit because we minused a tiny bit from the 5 1/4. It's very eyeball-y. Very eyeball-y. Okay, and then what we can do is we can place that on the card front, or this second card front. We're not going to do it yet though. And we can bring that in like that, and then we will have color. But we totally need it to have that gorgeous blending. So that's what we're going to do before we attach it. In fact, I'll just show you how I'm going to attach this right now. So in order to put these two cards together, I need to take both, but I need to have this card, which has the fold on the left-hand side, and this card, which I'm placing with the fold on the right-hand side, and I need to glue the backs together. Okay, so in order to do that, I can just take this one on the inside, and I can do some tape runner adhesive. So all the way around. Okay. And then we're going to just glue one to the other. So I'm going to I like to kind of close this other card a little bit so that I can butt the one card up against the fold line inside of the other one. And just make sure that everything's straight there, and then push that down. Okay. So now I have my trifold card design. All right. Nobody's thumbs up. Don't forget. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we will do the giveaway at the end. So for those of you who have already done a thumbs up, that's, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. So I'm going to grab my plumberry, and we're going to make a mess. I'm going to get a little inky here. And I am using the large 1-inch blending brushes from Pinkfresh Studio. And I'm just kind of coming in from the side, but I want to make sure that I come in far enough that you're going to see it through the window, right? So we'll just kind of come in here, adding some blending. And what we could do, I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could add the sweater pattern to this. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Question, how do you prevent the shaker guts from sticking to the foam around the edge? Sometimes they do. You can use, like I have one stuck right there. You can use like a powder tool on any areas where you feel like the foam is sticky on the side and kind of go along the edge. However, be careful that you don't get too much of the powder, because the powder can stick to that acetate like super, super strong. And then you have that powder on the inside of your shaker window, and it kind of takes away from the effect. So I would just be careful if you're using the powder tool on the side of the foam adhesive, that you make sure that you don't, that there's not too much of it, you know? Does that make sense? Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. Okay, loving this. All right, I'm gonna put that away. We're gonna clean again. Jen says, I'm gonna make this type of shaker. I don't make a ton of shakers, but like Julie, I'm loving this. Thank you. I'm glad I inspired you guys today. Keep in mind, if the shaker bit is the thing that you don't love, like you don't love all the sparkly bits, you could totally do this with just a window. You know, it doesn't have to have the shaker stuff inside. And in fact, what you would do, you could skip a layer of that acetate and just put one piece of acetate in between the two layers, and then you would have that window to the inside of the card. Okay, so I'm gonna double clean, because we don't want a mess here. This plumberry ink it's popping. Oh my gosh, do you see me? I'm a mess. Okay. Now, what we could do, we could add, I don't know, this might be too much. Bo Gilmore says, I purchased those purple and gray cloths and I love them. Aren't they great? They really are good. And I wash them quite often just because I don't like to transfer the ink from one thing to from one project to another. So, all right, I'm wondering, do we do this? Maybe in a tone on tone? Let's try it. The worst case scenario is we need to cut another panel and we just, you know, have to reblend it. But I'm thinking tone on tone here. I'm not thinking like another color. I'm just thinking like we just add some texture to this in a different way. But it may fight the sweater texture, so we're just gonna try it. Okay. They wash very easily, they do. I just throw them in the washer with my kitchen towels. This is the wood lines from Christina Werner, and it is linked below also. So we're gonna try it. So I have my card front in the center of my Misty stamping tool. And then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna line it up here, pick it up with my Misty lid. Then I'm gonna take the Plumberry. I linked it, if you're talking about, Lee says, I think this has been out of stock. I linked it to more than one store, so hopefully you can find it in at least one of the stores if you're looking for it. Okay, so here we go. Oh, dude, you're in the way. Okay. When I clean my stencils, I use one of those cloths on the bottom and oh, that's such a good idea, Tina. Hadn't thought of that, because then the stuff gets all on but that would absorb the ink that's coming through the stencil. That's such a great idea. I'm gonna have to try that. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. I do love that. I love that for like, even if we don't use it here, we can use it somewhere else, but let's see what it looks like. Oh, that looks good. I don't know. Is it fighting with the sweater? What do we think? Is it fighting with the sweater? I have ink down here again. We have ink issues today. All right, so let's do this. Let's wipe that up, making sure I'm not transferring anything here. Do we like it? That looks wonderful. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty. It's perfect. Some of you saying it's fighting, some of you saying it's perfect. Here, I want to try one more thing, because we could do this. Let's try this. Okay, I'm just gonna emboss another piece of Wildberry with the sweater. I love it flat. So just the blending slightly fights, but I love it. Okay, you guys are all over the place with this. You're not helping me. We could do that. Okay, we have a little, we've been pretty efficient today. Marta says, I love it. Took it to the next level, heat dry. I don't think I need to heat set it. I need this to be, how big are we? Okay, we're 4.5 and we need it to be a little less than 4. So we need to cut 1/4 of an inch off each side. And then we need to just do like a tiny. That's how we do it. And then we are, what are we? 5 and it. Okay, we're good there. So we could do like a continuation. Wavy lines look better. Love the wood line and the ink blending. Well, I'm going to blend this. So let's try that and then we'll see. We'll see if we like it, okay? Margie, you're so sweet. It always turns out perfect. I don't know about perfect, but thank you. Oh, y'all. I was going to wear this tonight, but I don't know. Okay, I've not grabbed any ink. I'm just kind of blending from what's on here, but I'm just trying to get an idea. You think plain looked best, as in plain blended. Okay, plain blended. Okay, well, we have options. Maybe we'll do a poll. Okay, let me do this. Then we're going to throw up a poll, and you guys can tell me, do we do sweater? Do we do wood lines? Or do we do just a plain blended panel? Those are going to be the 3 options. You can start thinking about it. Do not, like, the comments are going to fly by to where I can't get them all. So we're just going to vote in a poll. Sound good? Sound good. Okay. If you're coming in late, I do have links to a couple events in the YouTube description below that I will be teaching at. One is an Altenew Heartfelt Moments, like it's like a mini event. And then a link to the Pinkfresh Studio February 2026 Create and Connect event. So that will be a whole, that's another event that I'm teaching at. And there will be more announcements coming. I've already committed to at least 2 more in the first half of the year for next year as far as events go. So, but I can't always announce them right away because the company hasn't announced them yet. So there will be more events. So just make sure you're kind of tuned into everything, whether that's Instagram or YouTube. I try to remember to announce them here on YouTube as well. So those links. Question, oh boy, please put the link to your keypad. My keyboard is already in the YouTube description. It's in there. Okay, so we have sweater weather, which I kind of like, not gonna lie. We have wavy lines. We could do just a inked panel. Okay, so those are our 3. I signed up for the Pinkfresh. Woo woo, I can't wait to watch the craft with you. The Sakura. Yes. Okay, let's do this. Start a poll. And let me grab my keyboard. Try not to get, I know I just got like total shot there. Okay. Which, I know you guys are all gonna go, my keyboard is already linked, okay, but it's not on, so we gotta turn it on here. Okay, which background? Okay, sweater, wavy or wood lines, or plain. Okay, it's coming up right now. You guys can vote. Tell me what you think. Just pick up the alcohol spray and do a piece of white cardstock before. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Pick up the ink with you know what? It's a great idea. And however, I'm going to be honest. I just don't think I'd ever use it. I think it would just sit here and then I would end up throwing it away. So, but it's a great idea. So the shaker bits are gorgeous against the dark background. I like the original way. Okay, y'all can vote in the poll. Okay, it's up in the poll now, so don't vote in the comments. The one Carissa picks. I love that. That's so funny. It is full-sized to type on, Carissa Wiley. I'm assuming you're talking about my keyboard, and yes, it is, but it has that very clicky thing. So if you're not into the clicky thing, it wouldn't be the keyboard for you. If you like a silent keyboard, this is not your keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to go back over. Sweater, wood lines, plain. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to give you another minute or two, another second or two, and I'm going to re-look at these. Okay, because you guys are saying wood lines. Let's see if I have any text messages. I do not. I am torn also. You guys want wood lines. But let me just tell you, I am torn. It's a hard decision to me. I would love to have the budget to sign for all the events happening in the first quarter of 2026. I understand that. There are some events that are more affordable than others, and I think one that I will announce when I can will maybe a more affordable option. What is your favorite cardstock? What is your favorite card technique? Stamping, die cutting, or stenciling? Whew, I have been really loving stamping lately. I feel like a lot of releases are very die heavy now, but I've been really enjoying stamping recently, so I have to say that. Okay, make 2 more cards. I wish I had time. Okay, we're going to end the poll. It was wood lines. And so we'll go with wood lines. I'm going to trust you all. Oops. Oh, hold up. Almost just clicked out of the whole program there. That would have been bad. Okay, let's do this. All right. So now we're just going to take this and we're going to do this like flat because we don't want to add any bulk because it's going on the inside of the card. So I'm just going to take some tape runner adhesive. Now I want the sweater. You guys, you're killing me. You're killing me. Okay, so we're going to do this. I'm going to put plenty of it there. And then we're going to nestle this right here onto that. And then that's our card. Fall, gratitude, sparkle, stamping, embossing. It's all here, y'all. Shaker. I mean, we got all the things on this card. So, I mean, what's not to love? I don't know. Nikki says, I know, you guys are killing me. You all voted for wood lines. So we did wood lines, but I agree the sweater is cool because the pattern continues. It is cool because the pattern continues through. So anyway, we'll see what I end up with when I photograph it. But does anybody have any questions? Cindy Pride says you're the best. Thank you so much. And Christine said, amazing how we all have different tastes. It's true, but I think that it's kind of fun to show you guys all of these options live and kind of, you know, talk you through some of them sometimes, because I think it makes for fun chatter as well. Like, why do I like this? Why do I not like this? And those sorts of things. So the wood line was a good choice. Okay, well, that's what we ended up with. It's stepped down for now. You could definitely do some champagne drops in there instead. This could very easily become a card, excuse me, with just a couple of those leaves on the front and another sentiment, and that would be so easy. Thank you all for all your kind words. I am seeing them here in the comments. But what I do want to do, I guess because we cannot see this embossed sweater, I want to get to our giveaways. So if you weren't here at the beginning, I have 2 giveaways today. I have a Stamp Timber exclusive set with the stamps and the dies. This is the Altenew Stamp Timber exclusive from Simon Says Stamps, along with the label and tags too from Altenew for one winner. If you are not in the United States, I'm not gonna mail these. I mean, it's just such a hassle to mail things just, you know, overseas right now. It's such a hassle. So instead, if you're overseas, what I will do is send you a gift card instead that you can use at the retailer. And then the other thing that I am giving away is the Concord and 9th in the bag dies and stamp set, which makes all of these fun little things. So I am going to just kind of close my eyes, and I'm going to scroll up and see where my cursor lands, okay? So I'm closing my eyes, I'm scrolling through the comments, and the winner is Lee Conrad, or Conradi. I don't know if it's spelled Conradi. So Lee, what you're going to do is you're going to email me at carissa@sprinkledwithglitter.com. Let me know your mailing address and I'll get your prize sent out to you. And then I'm going to do it again for the other set. And Lee, you will get the Stamp Timber set from Altenew here. And then let's do this. So I'm going to scroll again, eyes closed. And the winner is Judy's Ink Pad. Happy Halloween, love the treats and no tricks, says Judy on the comment that I'm looking at. So Judy and Lee, you're going to email me at carissa@sprinkledwithglitter.com. Let me know your mailing address and I will get your prizes sent out. Maybe I'll be able to even do it today if I get out of here soon enough. So that's it for today. We had so much fun crafting together. It really was a fun card to create with all of you, inspired by the card that I created earlier this week, which let's go back down to the desktop for just a second, which was this one, which has that same see-through shaker window. So if you want to watch the video tutorial on this, which is a 5x7 card, then you can head on over to my YouTube channel and you can watch the pre-recorded video for this one as well. So congrats to everyone. I hope you had a wonderful time crafting, chatting. Remember, I will be back. I'll be live on the Pinkfresh Studio YouTube channel on Tuesday at noon Central Time, so be sure to join me. I will be live here on my channel on Thursday at 10 a.m. I have some special stuff planned for you along with another giveaway. So be sure to join me and be sure you're tuned into Instagram to know about all the haps and see kind of a little glimpse into my life behind the scenes. So whether you're watching live or on replay, I want to say thank you so much. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.